Hey guys, so this video is about our horse Lady. She is our son Isaac's horse. We recently have started her training. We have 2 other videos out on her first lessons, and this is going to be about her third riding lesson. We've had a few folks lately asking about Lady's history, so I thought it would be fun to go over that really quickly, kind of give her story and her background, and how she is connected and related to the other horses here on our homestead. We got Lady in 2021, and she was just a little foal, little baby. She was a little bit young to be taken from her mama, or a little younger than we would have liked, but it is what the previous owner wanted to do, and we didn't really have a choice in the matter. So we just took the best care of her that we could, and she did really well. She spent a lot of time with another foal that we had at the time. His name was Sunny. A lot of you guys have seen a few videos that Sunny has been in. We were really thankful we had another foal that was close to her age at the time that she could be raised with, and kind of just worked out perfectly. And JR is leading Sunny here, and Isaac is leading Lady. They were working on halter training at this time. We were super excited to get Lady, and the reason why all has to do with our horse Lucky. We got Lucky all the way back in 2017, and she was our oldest daughter, Mary's first horse. Lucky comes from a really amazing show line in the Missouri Foxtrotter world. Her sire is Grand Central. He is undefeated in the Missouri Foxtrotter show ring and one of the top producing stallions. And then her mama is a Pride mare, which is another really well-known line. So with the lineage that Lucky has, I don't think at this point in our life that we ever imagined we could really afford a horse of her quality. But as a younger horse, Lucky was starting to get the reputation of being an outlaw. So the previous owners decided they didn't want to mess with her any longer. And they offered her to us for a really reasonable price, but warned us that she was not a kid's horse. But at the time, that is what we were looking for. We were looking for a horse for our daughter Mary. JR, of course, knew the sire and the dam, and he just loved the breeding of Lucky. So that came into play with getting her. But also, he and Mary just kind of felt called to go up there and check her out, and they made the drive up there together. And they ended up really liking her and bringing her home that same day. This is actually a picture of them on that day right before they loaded her up. But before putting her in the trailer and bringing her home, JR and Mary said a prayer for Lucky. And from that day forward, Lucky has been the sweetest horse you will ever be around. Over the years, Lucky has done amazing in the show ring. Her and Mary have won endless classes together. Isaac's won classes on her. JR's won classes on her. Lucky's brought home Reserve World Grand Champion and World Grand Champion in different classes. And she is not just great in the show ring, but it's just in her relationship with everybody, with our whole family. She's Mary's horse, but she's also our family horse. We all love her and adore her. She's amazing on the trails, in the barn. I think she is what you would call a unicorn horse. There are not very many out there like her. So we knew that over the years, Lucky's mama had been bred a couple times, and Lucky had some half-siblings. But we had no idea that she had a full sister who is a little bit older than her. So that kind of brings us to the next part of the story on how we got Lady. In 2020, we decided we wanted to start looking for a stallion to breed our mare Patty to. And JR knew of a stallion named Sunrise's Golden Image that he thought would cross well with Patty. We found out that Image was only about 2 hours away from us, so we drove up there with Patty in hopes to get her bred. Long story short, we ended up finding out that these same people owned Lucky's full sister, Jessie. And we got to meet her when we took Patty up there, and she was just as sweet and beautiful as Lucky. We fell right in love with her. At this time, Jessie was bred, and the owner had specifically bred her. She wanted to get a filly out of her and keep the filly, and then she had no intention of selling Jessie. We tried to get her, but she said no way, she was keeping her. But we told her if Jessie ever needed a new home, or if she ever had a filly that she would sell, we would be more than happy to give them a home. And to our amazement, a few months later, this person called us, and Jessie had had a little filly, a beautiful bay, and the owner decided that it just wasn't the time in their lives to keep a little foal, and they wanted to know if we would give her a home, which of course we said yes. And that is why and how Lady came to live here at Homestead Horsemanship. But the story doesn't end here. About a year later, we got a phone call asking if we wanted to give Jessie an Image, Sunrise's Golden Image, a home. We were in shock and super excited. I remember saying a prayer when we first met Jessie that someday we could own her because she was just so sweet. But we never anticipated that it would be so soon. The couple that owned Jessie and Image, they were an elderly couple, and they had told us that, eventually they would have to let their horses go. But we were really thinking, 6 years down the road or so. And we had never even dreamed about getting Image. So that was quite a surprise when we got that phone call.
All right, here we are. This is Sunrise's Golden Image, one of the most famous stallions in the breed. And this mare back here is our mare's full sister, Lucky, the mare that our daughters have been winning all the show, and Isaac have been winning all the shows on. 100% full sister, so a daughter out of Grand Central and out of a Pride mare, and she has a foal out of Image. We're getting the whole herd.
If you notice, JR mentioned a foal. Jessie had a foal alongside her. It was actually just a couple days old. It was a little colt, and it was out of Image, so Image and Jessie, and that foal is actually our horse Champ. That was a pretty incredible day. We got to bring home Lady's sire, Lady's mama, and Lucky's sister, and Lady's half-brother Champ. At the time, the owners needed the horses out of there pretty fast, so we didn't really have time to make 2 trips, and our trailer is big enough for 3 horses, but we were pretty concerned to put a brand new foal in there. There wasn't quite enough room where we felt safe enough, so we actually ended up putting Champ in the back seat of the truck with Becca. Obviously not the best situation, not exactly what you would want, but Champ was just a couple days old. He was brand new, and we did not want him to get hurt. So for the situation that we had, this was the best thing to do. He actually handled it really well, and he ended up being so friendly, probably from all the attention and cuddles that he got on the way home. Baby and Mama are safe in the barn. Now they just gotta settle down, and then we'll be able to mess with them a little bit. It says Jessie, and then the little baby isn't named yet. It's a little stud colt. We actually have a video you can go back and watch when we picked all of them up. It's called This Was Unexpected. We had to put a horse in the car. So that's the story on how we got Lady, Image, Jessie, and Champ. Okay, now that you know Lady's backstory on how she came to live with us, I thought I would try to explain how she's related to, of course, her mama Jessie, Lucky, Champ, but a couple other horses here on our homestead as well. I'm going to start explaining the lineage with Grand Central, which is the sire of our 2 mares, Lucky and Jessie. But just to be clear, we do not own Grand Central, and we never have. Before we move on, if you're new to our channel or you just haven't yet and you enjoy our videos, we sure would appreciate it if you would subscribe, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell. There once was a stallion named Grand Central. He had 2 daughters, Lucky and Jessie, who live at Homestead Horsemanship. Jessie had 3 beautiful foals, Lady, her oldest, then Champ, and then she had Royce, who most of you know as Jessie's boy. However, Lady is only half-sister to Champ and Royce. She has a different sire than the boys. The boy's sire is our late stallion, Sunrise's Golden Image. Then we have Sunny. Sunny was born on our farm, and he's been in some videos over the past, so I thought I better add him in here, even though recently he's gone off to his new home. Sunny is the grandson of Grand Central, which makes Lucky and Jessie his aunts. And then Ozark, Lady, Champ, and Royce would be his cousins. So I'm sure you noticed I threw Ozark in there, and that's because Ozark is also a granddaughter of Grand Central. So just like Sunny, that would make Lucky and Jessie her aunts, and Lady, Champ, Royce, and Sunny all her cousins. Then last but not least is Happy. Happy is Ozark's foal, which would make her the great-granddaughter of Grand Central, which then would make her the great-niece of Lucky and Jessie. And that would make her a cousin once removed from Sunny, Lady, Champ, and Royce. At least I think. Don't take my word for it, because at this point I'm very confused. Just to simplify it, in case you're confused, just know that this video is about our horse Lady, and she is related to the following horses who live on our homestead. Her mama Jessie, her brother Champ, her aunt Lucky, and her cousin Ozark, who has a foal, Happy, who is lady's cousin once removed.
Okay, this is the third day that we've spent multiple sessions training her. So the third major training session. And in between those, we've done a few days of just little short refreshers. So probably 5 times we've worked with her since last Wednesday in total, and today is Monday. And we're going to show you the progress we've made. So we've already warmed her up and done some groundwork, and Isaac's just going to get on now. So when a horse that's just learning to ride is being ridden, the regular equitation does not apply. Okay, what you're doing is trying to make the cues exceptionally obvious to her. So I describe it as a hallway, and you're trying to keep her in the center of that hallway. And you open doors on the left if you want her to go left, and close doors on the right to make her go left, and close the doors on the left and open the doors on the right to make her go right. And same with stopping her in front of her. You close the door and open it, close the door behind them if you want them to go forward, all that kind of stuff. That's what I describe it to for the rider. And then also the posture of your hands, the good 1 foot by 1 foot box you have when you're riding with correct equitation does not apply. You ride them like you're flying an airplane when you're trying to teach them to steer, to try to make that hallway more framed and rigid. And gradually you get your hands in equitation right as they understand your cues better. Ready, bud? Pick up your reins. Okay, walk. Tell her to walk.
Walk.
Oh, don't kick. Just ask her to walk and maybe squeeze a little. Walk up.
I really like how calmly and smoothly she walks out here. She's taken long strides, which shows that she's relaxed.
And with your left leg, push against her a little and turn her that way. Turn. Good. Walk up. Get out of here, puppy. Practice stop. It's important you kind of sit back on your back pockets when you stop to teach her your butt cue. Do the voice first and then pick up your reins as you sit down like that, kind of, you know what I mean? Okay, ask her to walk.
Walk.
Nudge her forward, good. Look, a little more.
Walk.
Smooth steering. Walk up. Good girl. You need to be telling her to walk too, instead of me. Walk up. Kind of nudge her with your hips. Rocking motion, speed her up. Yeah. Good. Okay, get ready. We're going to turn back in without stopping. When I say, get. Now. Keep turning. Try to keep her moving, okay? Girl. Okay, practice stop. Sit backwards.
Good job.
Okay, go. All by yourself. Make her go. Good job. Very good.
Very pleased with the speed in which Lady is learning.
A little faster. Good. Okay, ready? Turn in. Keep her moving. Get her going. Ask her with your voice.
Walk.
Get out, whatever you want to tell her.
Walk.
You want to turn in again? You do it when you're ready. Keep it moving. I'll just tell her. Keep her going. outside rein is not tight when you're trying to turn, okay? Because you'll give her mixed signals. On a young horse, they got to have very clear signals. Okay, practice stop. Okay, you think she's had enough for today?
We sure hope you enjoyed learning all about Lady, her story, and seeing her third ride with Isaac. If you haven't seen Lady's other videos, you can always go and check her playlist out. Or you can conveniently click on this link and it will take you to her first video, first training session. If you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe. We sure would appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. We'll talk to you next time.